when you were in it. I saw your reaction when you crossed the line too, and you were just saying like, that was so hard, and it was like emotional, man. I was like, who fucking Dusty in here, man? Because there's something about seeing somebody overcome, and not only is that feat incredibly impressive in and of itself, but when you strained your Achilles and basically you were on the precipice, right? Like there was a moment. It sounds like you came really close to thinking that you had to pack that one in. How real did that get?
In my brain, it wasn't real to me, but the craziest part was how real it was to Drew. And I say Drew because who I just told you, best friend now, he did Texas 1, he did Texas 2, and we always he's filmed every single endurance event that I've ever done, every run outside of one, because he couldn't make it. So he's always been there, right? So he knows me better than anyone in those situations. And we always do a debrief at some point within the race, like, because we always end up together, and it's like, hey, like, what did you think? Blah, blah, blah. It's probably 3 days before the end, and I'm like, what'd you think? And he goes, I thought I was going to have to get on your Instagram and tell people, try to figure out how to tell people that you quit.
Yeah.
And to me, like, I remember a certain point where I told Drew, and I was actually just lying to myself to try to convince it in my brain, but I told him, I'm like, I don't think, and this is literally exactly, I was like, I don't think motherfuckers understand that I will die before I leave this highway. And when we did the debrief, he said that was option 1 of telling people I was going to quit. Option 2 was him having to call this other editing job that he had and tell them that he had to pull out of the project because we were going to be out there for 30 plus days.
Yeah. Because you were just going to fucking plod.
Yeah. Like I was going to walk the entire thing. And that, having that conversation with him as we knew we were going to finish, a couple days, was like, holy shit. Like we were really in it, like we were almost there. And who knows what would have happened? I can't say, I've DNF'd races before. I've quit before. Who knows? You don't know. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened, and I can't make an assumption. But, it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't. What in your past, when you think back about other times you've DNF'd, sometimes via injury, no choice, broken bones, other times when you said I quit, is that something afterwards that like eats at you?
There's one time that I look, there's one race where I'm like, I think I quit. And granted, I rolled my ankle 3 times during this race. I have a photo of my ankle when I was done, and it looks like a fish. Like my foot is triple the size. My ankle is swollen and bruised. I was hurt.
Yeah.
But I remember, I knew because I was driving home, and I was like, I could have walked. I'm like, I could have done it, but I didn't want to be out there for 35 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was a flat 100. It was Rocky Raccoon in 2024. And I just come off the broken leg in 2023 where I pulled out of a race. Like I had DNF'd 2 races in a row, and I'm we're driving home 2.5 hours, and I'm all fucked up because I haven't slept for 35 hours, and I just ran 80 miles. And I was like, I could have walked. And it hit me. It was only about 3 hours, because then I got home and got out of the car, and there's a video that went viral, and it was I did the Johnny Cash song, I Hurt Myself Today, and it was my fiance now, but my girlfriend at the time was like carrying me inside off of our Ring camera. And because I couldn't walk, like that's how bad that but like in my head, I'm like, dude, I could have walked. And so I've never been okay and just quit a race. Like there's always been something. The broken leg, Leadville. I mean, Leadville 1, the first ever ultra that I did. I walked 50K because I was so fucked up, and I got cut off by time. So there is always those inner dialogues that you have to learn how to navigate. But what I love to tell everyone, especially the small selection of people that I coach now, is I've DNF'd more 100s than I've finished.
Right.
And I don't think people realize that. Like, people look at me and, people are messaging me like, oh my God, you're the GOAT. You're the greatest. You and Goggins are the 1 and 2 and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, none of these people know that but then you go look at Andy Glaze's DNF rate. Go look at the races that Goggins is DNF. Goggins just DNF'd a race. can't really even speak about Goggins right now because he's 55. He's
Right.
crushing it. But you know what I mean? Like all these greats have quit.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I tell everyone that, like, it's okay. Like, this is
Yeah.
not made to, you're not supposed to win every time.
No, dude. It's
And-
probably, I bet the greats have failed or DNF'd or quit or whatever word you want to use more times than the normal person has even tried. And that's
Yeah.
why they are great, right?
Yeah.
It's like kind of that's the price you pay to play.
Well, and that's why I think that, you know, just like I said, like every path you go down, like I didn't finish the first 100 that I ran, and it was Leadville, which is known to be one of the hardest. And that lit a fire in me that, like, I was like, I'm going back next year. Like, I have to go back. I have to do it. And I did, and I finished. But, like, that lit a fire in me where, like, I never stopped training.
Yeah.
And then that led me into, you know, into 2023 when I got out of the military, you know, went through the divorce, moved to Austin, train, get to Leadville, did Leadville. That was the catalyst to, you know, to me being where I am today, is because I failed right off the bat.
All right, friends, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Radical Health Radio. We got a fresh new podcast for you every Wednesday. If you enjoyed the show, consider liking, subscribing, reviewing, and rating us on your podcast platform. It helps us spread this message of radical health. We'll see you next week.